China misquotes the UN, doesn't issue correction. All right, so for those of you who don't know, the United Nations kind of fell into China's hands here.
A little bit of a trap.
This Bachelet, Miss, I don't really know, but Bachelet.
Bachelet,
This very important UN figure went to go on a tourist visit, not an investigative visit, by the way.
No.
So it's not about investigating the claims of what's going on in Xinjiang, but she went there and they took her to Xinjiang and took her around to the tourist spots.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, what we can imagine.
Yeah. They took, obviously, they're not going to take her to the camps.
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't see any footage from that.
So anyways, they took her around.
Do you think they give her a Casio watch?
Maybe.
And a Casio.
Anyway, so they took her around and then she got to see the region and she got to sit down and have a chat about human rights basically with China. It completely played into China's hands because now they can say, look, see, the UN went to Xinjiang and they didn't find anything. Meanwhile, they weren't looking for anything.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't. I'd say it's a net nothing.
Yeah.
A net nothing happened.
Pretty much.
But China tried.
Yeah, but now, here's the fun part, right?
Yeah.
You've got the things, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll read them.
But basically, before you read them, I'll set it up. At the end, she makes this big speech, okay, about what she saw and all this kind of stuff. So the Chinese state media went ahead and put out to the entire country the contents of her speech. What did they say she said?
This is what they said she said.
So this is what the Chinese government says that she said.
I admire the efforts and achievement China has made in the areas of poverty elimination, human rights protection, as well as realizing economic and social development.
What did she actually say?
She said, we will be discussing sensitive, important human rights issues, and I hope the visit will help us work together to advance human rights in China and globally.
So they just made shit up.
They literally made it all up.
Dude, it's like, have you ever done that thing where you have a foreign movie and you don't have subtitles?
Yes, you just
make shit up. Like they say
Funny.
something in French and you're like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom or something.
Right.
That's what they did, but to the UN, whatever she is, ambassador / whatever. Human rights person who went on their little tour. Representative. They force-fed lines about the poverty alleviation and that she admires Xi Jinping's efforts and the Communist Party's efforts at doing X, Y, Z. And she said nothing of the sort. And that's why, you know what? When the Communist Party doesn't hear what they like to hear, they simply make up.
They just make it up. So it was just enough to get her to show up. That's all they cared about.
So she was there. And now, guess what? They didn't retract or amend it. Everyone in China who's cut off from the real internet, by the way, now thinks that's what she said. Correct. Everybody around, especially...
She's from Chile, by the way, not France.
That's from Chile. So then it's Bachelet?
Yes.
Yeah. Bachelet? No, I'm just talking shit. Anyway, right, thanks. Yeah. Here's the thing. Everyone, especially in the more rural places, people that don't have access to a VPN or any kind of interest in getting over the Great Firewall of China, now think, because they read in the newspaper, they saw on the news that the UN Bachelet woman, came in there and said that she admires what China's done for human rights. She admires the poverty alleviation. She admires all the stuff.
The human rights. Specifically the human rights.
And guess what? They won't ever see a correction to that. They won't ever see a counter to that.
Now everyone in China thinks that's what she said and that the human rights situation in China is great.
Yes.
The UN acknowledged it.
So your average, lower class person milling around in China now is going to think, wow, China must be so good because the UN came in and said that we're great with human rights and we lifted everyone out of poverty and they admire us.
They didn't even insinuate that.
No.
She didn't say anything like that.
She said, we will be discussing sensitive, important human rights issues and I hope this visit will help us work together to advance human rights in China and globally. That's what she said.
Yes.
Nothing of this, I admire your poverty alleviation. This poverty alleviation shit needs to shut up, by the way. I know, it's like the only thing that they can go for.
You know.
And it's not even correct.
It's incredible.
Anyway, it's so annoying. So now the UN actually corrected them and asked them to change
please.
it. Hey, you know that we didn't say that, but they didn't.
They're like, we got what we wanted. Now you guys can go fuck off.
Yeah.
Because that's how they treat the UN and the rest of the world.
Yeah. They're just like, we'll say whatever we
use
want.
you.
Yeah. We'll make up whatever we want. That's what they do. Lie to their own population.
Incredible stuff. It was
Yeah.
actually just a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Mistake from the beginning.
The
by
UN
the way.
should not have done this.
No, and they were used. You know, but just be careful if you're reading any media. Xi and the UN didn't say anything like that.
No.
So don't read Global Times or something.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.